Libra, welcome to your reading, your very late reading for November 2022. I apologize for being late. No excuses, just overworked. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And Rising. You may have, you could be Libra, Sun, and Moon, or Libra, Moon, and Rising. This is also for those intuitively guided. Or you may be just checking on Libra's energy. So I say whatever brought you, welcome. I hope you receive what messages you need to hear today. And we are going to go ahead and get right into it. Interesting enough that I'm doing your reading the day before the lunar eclipse in Taurus and election day here in the States. So I'm glad I'm doing it today. All right, so we're going to use three different decks, guys. We're going to use our Gilded Tarot to clarify. We're going to use our Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to use in this deck, which I'm sure many of you have heard the story. It just kind of showed up on my bookcase over there, my white bookcase, and on the top shelf, and it was sitting like so prominent that I had to see it. And I was confused, and then I walked away, and then I came back, and I just felt like I was meant to use them. I do not remember buying these cards, but I'm using them with the Mother Mary, so we'll pull, or we'll allow one or two to come out. And then for your main spread, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. Start with Mother Mary. Everything is pre-shuffled, but we're going to give it a shuffle or two. Give a shout out to my nephew, Sean, who is on September 24th. He just had a baby, 3 months old now. Aww. My beautiful granddaughter is October 14th. And my sister, Sean's mother, who has crossed over, October 15th. And I always feel her in your readings, always, like always. Okay. I'm thinking, am I skipping any Libras out there that I know and love? I mean, I love all you guys. Okay. Self-respect. Self-respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. We'll read that from the book at the end. That's, I'm telling you, where it's most profound. All right, let's bring in the unknown deck until we know the name. Give it another shuffle. Give him a cut. Whoa. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for these. Okay, well, that did not take long. We have three. All right. We have the Dreamer. A new start. Trust yourself. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. The Dreamer. The Fool. And then we have the Emperor. Card of Aries. But I feel like it means much more. Logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation. Accept a leadership role. Structure and discipline. The Emperor. Often a business owner. And then we have Balance. Interesting, we have three major arcanas that came out. This is Justice. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Wow. Successful compromise. The power of the power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. Interesting. Sorry about that. Somebody just walked in. Not somebody, Sam just walked in. So we have the dreamer, the emperor, and balance. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. Especially sitting next to the emperor and then the dreamer. I feel like what this is saying is there is something that maybe you want to put into action, and this may be the time. Some of you could certainly talk about like collaboration, and then the dreamer, the fool, takes chances. The fool normally will move first, think about it later. And that's okay. That's okay. That's life. So, beautiful. All right, let's put these over here. Let's bring the lid down. And let's bring in I feel like I brought it too low. Let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. This is going to be your main spread. We'll see how all those energies play into your reading. I'm sure they will. And any other messages that your guides want you to hear. Maybe signs that they've been sending that, aren't being received. Let's shuffle. I was going to take off the top of the deck, but I think we're going to shuffle. Okay, well, first card's the Tower. But it did come in reverse, and then it flipped itself around. So it flipped itself in reverse, and then it flipped itself back around. But it first came in reverse. So we'll leave it in reverse and see what that means. And then we have the Sun. Just making sure my deck's in the upright, and it is Sun. Interesting because, the Tower coming out first, it says disruption, but it can feel destructive, right? It's usually something that feels like out of your control. It almost feels like something that, maybe you feared was going to throw you in the dark type of energy. Even the Sun in reverse, it's still here. So I feel like that means it's still available to you. All right, let's keep going. What's going on, Libra? Trapped in fear. This is the Eight of Swords. This is a self-created prison. It's almost like I can't see the light. I can't see the light, but the light is there. Trapped in fear. Self-created prison. Only person who can uncreate this is you. And I feel like when you do, it's like a true sense of freedom. Maybe that's when the Fool or the Dreamer really emerges. When you see an 8, also think about a new beginning. It may specify or speak about some type of new beginning once this energy is cleared. We have the 6 of Cups. And then we have patience and planning. This is not the 6 of Cups. What am I saying? This is the Lovers. Another major arcana. Almost like I'm afraid to give my heart away. I definitely feel like some of you have been dealing with some difficult situations. Let's not forget the Tower is in reverse, so that can mean that whatever this whatever, would feel destructive, maybe it doesn't have to happen. Almost like this Eight of Swords is, I don't know, like frozen. I feel frozen in place. Like my fear keeps me frozen, trapped. Now this fear is, or let's just say this prison that you've created, it's, it has reason. I mean, you did it for a reason, right? Usually the Eight of Swords means I'm trying to protect myself. I'm trying to protect myself from any future towers. This could talk about someone of, someone that you loved. And then the Seven of, this is Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, patience and planning. Patience and planning. The Seven of Pentacles to me is is something that your soul came to this lifetime to accomplish. More than one thing, of course, but this could be speaking about one thing right now or a few things. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles, material harvest. Fits perfectly within the Emperor's energy, right? The Dreamer's energy. If this has anything to do with your money, let's say, or, maybe there's something that, like, with the Dreamer here, it's like something that you would like to bring to fruition. And I do feel like this is more in your, we could say finances or creative house. But I feel like maybe you haven't quite put the action in because, the sun is reversed over that. Now, I feel like what this is trying to tell you is you have the ability to have success for yourself, like true success for yourself. The Nine of Pentacles to me is very independent energy. Doesn't mean I don't want love in my life and that type of thing. It just means I can take care of myself. My foundation is strong, right? I have all that I need, at least, it doesn't mean I'm rich. For some of you, it could be, right? You could have the ability to really, really create something that could be very lucrative for you. Well, we have victory and success. Beautiful. This is the Six of Wands. The only thing I don't like about this deck is I wish they would have left, like, Wands red and Pentacles green, like, you know what I mean? But it's okay. Six of Wands, victory. Over what? Over your mind, over your thoughts, over walls that we create to try to protect ourselves. I feel like when we're in the Eight of Swords energy, it's really hard to accomplish. It's just hard. I just feel like it makes life harder, right? Because this is where I'm learning, like, what it wants you to learn is that you don't need to put walls up to protect yourself. Your energy, your intuition, that's exactly what it's there for, right? And when you learn to trust your intuition, and your intuition is like a muscle, right? I need to practice trusting it. I need to practice receiving signs, you know what I mean? And then acknowledging, like, oh, I think that was a sign. Acknowledge that. And if you're not 100% sure, ask for it to be sent again. your guides are always active in your life, whether you feel them or not. But anyways, I feel like this is the ability to break free. And listen, I also feel like your own experiences can put you on the platform. It's like once I realize like these walls aren't really suiting me, these walls aren't really protecting me, what they're really doing is keeping me in a state of fear. They're keeping me from potential opportunities where you can have true success. I feel like the main thing is you've got to trust in yourself. Six of Wands is where other people are looking up to you. And they're looking up to you because of your action. Almost like, saying, yes, I had to deal with some type of tower. I don't feel like the tower's happening right now. I feel like that's why it's in reverse. Like, it has happened, right? It has darkened your day, no doubt. It has darkened your month, your year, whatever it may be. But it has also created barriers. And I feel like, now listen, it may be because of love. But love, that barrier also seems to be blocking material harvest. We have positive movement forward. Interesting. It's the Eight of Wands. And then we have passion ignited. Passion ignited. This is the Ace of Cups. Putting it right there. Hope you can see that. Slide these all over a little bit. On the bottom of the deck, we have temptation, which is, now I feel like it's too low, which is the devil. Card of Capricorn. It can certainly talk about lower energies, right? Lower energies that maybe in some way, somehow you got sucked into. But I feel like, it's like, how do I say it? It's like there's someone I know right now who has a broken heart. And my advice to them, because there's nothing much you can do about that, right? It's time that heals that. But I suggested that they refocus their mind on their creative outlets. And, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, and also I feel like that person can absolutely use as a platform too, right? Like sometimes you fall for the wrong person. Sometimes people reveal themselves to you, but you ignore it. But they are who they are, right? They are who they are. My thought was, well, even though you're heartbroken right now, it doesn't mean that, I just feel like, God clears people out of our lives, if we allow it, or let's look at it a different way. This person that the person I'm talking about fell in love with, I could see that if it had gone like into a serious relationship, I could feel that this person would have had her heart broken much more, because I felt a lot of like untrustworthy energy. So what I'm trying to say is love can certainly have an effect on us, and it can certainly disrupt our lives, especially when we are down. And I feel like I'm bringing this up because some of you, I feel like you're probably going through something similar like that. So your main message, I feel like, is don't create those barriers for yourself. Try to refocus on something that can really bring you success. Truly bring you success. Now, we do have love over here. And let's just put it this way. Let's use that person for an example again. Let's say, again, that these two would have stayed together. Well, the devil talks about lower temptations. And sometimes it's an illusion that I'm meant to be with someone. But sometimes it's just not the case, right? That's our free will. Listen, I do think it's better to, love, and what's that saying? Better to love and lost than not to have loved at all. I definitely feel like there's lessons in it. But the main lesson I feel like is it feels like there was somebody who probably did a number on you. But in the same breath, I feel like that energy wants to go. That energy wants to go. And I feel like it's also saying, because I feel like this is probably new love. Now, it can be new love with someone old, but I don't feel like it's whoever it would have been in that tower energy. I know why you created these walls. You do not want these towers to happen again. I get that. But the light, the sun, is in reverse. And I feel like what that's saying, because, when you look at the devil and then you look at the sun, the devil's in the dark, the sun's in the light. Now, it can be a Capricorn too, don't get me wrong. But it is about, an illusion that I'm tied to something. But I'm not. And I think that's why the sun is in reverse. Now, I also feel like this is saying, refocus your mind and put it in your creative house. Because I do feel like it then becomes a platform for you. And it then becomes, it's like, here I am feeling, down and hurt and all this. But your reading is saying, first of all, it's acknowledging that. But it's also showing you the other side of the coin. I feel like if I can change the energy of that Eight of Swords, everything else is going to change in my life. Now, I know that sounds so simple, right? But 8 is about a new beginning, and this is about giving yourself a new beginning. Allowing yourself to have a new beginning. Right? And listen, don't think, I see this all the time where our experiences, this is what I do in tarot. I certainly use my own experiences. I see things that I've been through. And I know the Spirit uses, my experiences to help those who maybe are going through something right now. Anyway, though, I feel like this is talking about a new love. But I feel like this has to come first. First of all, because if I don't put down these walls, then I'm not going to let this ace in, this Ace of Cups in. And the Lovers is mirrored by the Tower in reverse. And I feel like what that's saying is not all people are going to hurt me. Not all people, are going to be like this other person who did hurt me. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And let's go over this. I feel like the Empress needs to come out. And the reason being is I feel like it would represent the power that you have within. Now, I know a lot of times we don't feel that power. But you do have it. Alright, let's start at the top. Let's look at the Tower and the Sun in reverse with that Eight of Swords. But then the Lovers. We have the Hangman. Pause in action. Oh, one just flew off the table. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. It's a difference in how I look at life. Three of Wands is an optimistic view. And I know, like, for those who are going through some pain right now, it's hard, you know, it's like, okay, Sandy, I'm just supposed to put these walls down and I'm supposed to look at, oh, life can be great. It's not even about that. It's, you know, it's knowing that you deserve the same gifts that anyone else deserves. It's, instead of using fear-based energy, I'm going to turn my thinking around. I'm going to turn my thinking around. It's interesting too because like this Knight is coming in. But this Knight of Swords, which is usually some type of communication, is met by the Hangman. So it's like, I don't think so. Or at least not yet. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming over the Lovers. Second Seven of Pentacles. You know, I feel like, I don't know why I'm feeling like the difficulties of life for everyone. Like, for some reason, I feel like I just feel that so many people are having, you know, going through difficult situations. And I can feel it, but I also can feel that this energy can change. It can be cleared. And yes, it can be by my thoughts, my change of focus. Seven of Pentacles. Again, patience, right? Listen, maybe I've been with the wrong one. Maybe I've been giving my time, my effort, my love to someone who just cannot give it back. Maybe I wanted to change them, and I can't. I can't change them. All I can do is change myself. And I'm saying that because I feel like this person is leaving. And this person is coming in. We have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles coming over the Seven of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, for some of you, I feel like, because I do feel like this is definitely also talking about work. This is talking about how you can really build true success for yourself. True independence for yourself. Some of you, I feel like you're literally working out of your home. And that's, to me, that feels good. I mean, that's what I do. I feel like I feel like, what have I learned from this Eight of Swords? I feel like what I have learned is that I have to make sure that my own foundation stands strong. Because when I stand strong, these towers, you know, it doesn't guarantee towers don't come in, but what it does is, because I've already experienced that type of tower, I can see it, I feel it, I know what it means, I know, you know, stay away, or, you know what I mean, like now I'm trusting in that energy. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, I gotta stop for a second because this is what I'm feeling right this moment. I'm feeling like, again, so listen, it doesn't even have to be love, but it's somebody who's done me wrong, no doubt. Someone who has taken from me, whether they've taken, like money, property, or my heart, whatever it is, it's like someone has taken from me. And because of that, that is why that Eight of Swords is there. Now, I feel like there may be a chance of that person communicating with you again. I'm not going to tell you to say yes or no, but the one thing I want you to notice is that the Seven of Swords comes out under this Knight of Swords. So, untrustworthy energy. With the Sun in reverse, kind of feels like this person is not coming in the light. So you may hear from the person who really caused you to create this prison in the first place. I don't think you're taking their call. I don't think you're taking their call. I don't think they changed. If you do decide to take their call, I would say take it very, very slow. Have your eyes wide open. Because again, this person does not seem to be coming in the light. This energy does not seem to be trustworthy. So what does that mean? It means that if, let's say, it comes in and it wasn't meant by the hangman, and I said, yes, let's try. I feel like you would end up right where you are now again. I do not trust this person. I just don't. However, with that aside, I feel like, it's almost like in this Knight of Cups, because it's coming over the energy of victory, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like there's a cut right here, like boom, two different readings. So this Knight feels like someone who's coming in, because the Knight of Cups is bringing you some type of cup that it's a cup of fulfillment. It's something that should fulfill you. It may even be something that turns your, what's the word I want to use? Turns your perspective around. You know what I mean? Listen, sometimes I just give my energy, and listen, we've all done it, to the wrong person. Right? Maybe they're just, because I feel like this energy is not trustworthy. I don't feel change. Doesn't mean that they won't keep trying, right? But I feel like you are shutting it down. I feel like you're shutting it down. And I feel you're right by shutting it down. Now, I'm not telling you to. I just feel that's what some of you are going to do. Some of you may take the call. But I have to be honest. I feel like there's someone out there who could love you for all that you are. You know what I mean? I feel like, boy, I don't know. Like, I feel like someone just, like, trampled you. And I got stuck in it for a while. Listen, I'm not going to say to regret it, because I feel like there is a lesson in this, and that is maybe to take things slower, right? And I also feel like this person probably didn't disguise too much of who they were, but maybe I didn't want to see exactly who they were, but they showed themselves nonetheless. I have to keep saying that I do not feel like this person is coming in the light. And I feel like this night, because this is new, and then it moves you into the Three of Wands, all that can be. All right, well, let's follow this night. It's almost like you broke my heart and you want me to give you another try. You cheated on me and you want me to give you another chance. Listen, forgiveness is great. But sometimes if people don't change, then, you can forgive. But I'm not forgiving the action, right? I'm not going to forget what you've done. Because I don't feel like you should take this person back. Of course, again, it's up to you. But I see no change. All right, well, let's follow this night. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. And look at this. And then we have the Fool. So I'm following this night. The Knight of Cups. This night's responsibility is to bring you some type of fulfillment, a cup of fulfillment. It's interesting because what sits right next to it is the Four of Cups. And if you look at this, just the image alone, this person's receiving a cup. Looks like it's coming from the hand of God. It's not coming this way. It's coming this way. This is about using your spiritual discernment over this cup. But this also means inactivity. But then following that is the Page of Wands, who I call my fool all the time. And when I say fool, I just mean someone who takes chances. And I feel you do. Because we have the Fool here. This is new. This has nothing to do with the past. At least this person. I feel like, and listen, I feel like there's time in between this and this. I do. Right? Because I feel like you've been in the Eight of Swords for a little while. But I think it's coming to an end. I think you're going to see that. It's almost like, damn, I gave all my power away to someone who is so undeserving of it. Right? I gave all my love to someone who was so undeserving of it. But not anymore. It's kind of like, and then here I am saying, take a chance on this love, right? After you've been through this, I know it's hard, right? And I think that's why the Four Cups is here, right? It's hard to just like, okay, here comes this cup. And again, it, to me, feels like it's coming from the hand of God. Following this night. There's no way it's the same person. I do feel like that old person may reach out, listen, it can even happen this way, like someone and by the way, excuse me, the Knight of Cups is unexpected. I can't plan for it. It shows up when it shows up. And that's just how love happens, right? Listen, it doesn't even have to be love, but it is a cup of fulfillment. Unexpected. And I just know from my own experiences, like, when you're in, you break up with someone and then you start to date someone new, that old person then all of a sudden wants you back, right? But that's illusionary too. They just don't want you to be with someone else. But they don't want to give you what you deserve. I almost feel like I don't even want to give this person any more time, like any more thought. I feel like there's someone who's coming in, who's really meant to come in. Not that this person wasn't meant to come in, because maybe this was a karmic lesson. And I feel like the lesson is to keep my eyes wide open. Keep my eyes wide open. And then I can trust. And then I can be the fool. And then I can take chances, right? But taking chances, think of the fool. It's step by step by step. The fool's journey, he starts this new journey, which is very similar to the Three of Wands, right? I don't know what's out there, but I know something is out there for me. I know my ships will come in, right? It's the trusting, and it's making my mind focus that way. In the Eight of Swords, you can have a lot of thoughts that aren't true. And what I mean by that is, because I do feel like someone was pretty difficult. And they may have told you were unworthy, that you couldn't do this, that or that, and this and that. But none of it's true. None of it's true. But I feel like I took it on anyway. Now I just need to figure that out so I can bring down that wall, learn to trust my intuition, my gut, right? Because, listen, when this night comes in, I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of, oh boy. But in the same breath, listen, you may be feeling the difference of what love is all about, right? You may be feeling like, okay, this over here, it could be, it may have been love, but in the same breath, it became pain. This one over here feels much more legitimate, much more with you and not against you. All right, I'm not going to stop yet. Ooh, I feel like that card wants to come out. Seven of Wands. Defending oneself. Or feeling like I need to defend myself. Just notice we have 7, 7, 7. 3 sevens. That feels like a spiritual message. You might want to look that up. 3 sevens, what does that mean? Like an angel message. I don't say that very often. When I do say that, I do feel like then there must be an angel message. 777. We have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Well, let's go back to the beginning. What I suggested to that person. Refocus your mind, right? Like when you're in, any type of heartache or, anything that's happened that it's just hard to get through. Try to refocus your mind. Try to put it on your pentacles. Because, this is talking about success. First of all, this 8 of Pentacles is really coming over the 9 of Pentacles. Whatever I focus on is what I'm going to grow. 2 8s, the 8 of Swords. I can focus on the fear. I can focus on these thoughts that are not serving me. Or I can focus on my creativity. and I can create something quite wonderful for myself. Whatever you focus on is what will grow. That's what the Eight of Pentacles is telling you. Now, again, if I focus on the negative, that's what grows. Three of Wands is saying, don't do that. Think about the positive. Think about, yes, we all go through these towers, right? We all go through these, people who done us wrong, let's say. But that doesn't mean that we should stop living our lives. Yes, I feel like you did have to take time out. And that's okay. But listen, while you're taking that time out, I feel like that's when you start refocusing your mind and get into your creative house. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking of my nephew, who is a singer, songwriter, went to school for music, and that's exactly what he would do. He'd pick up his guitar and just start playing. Sometimes you never know where you're going to end up. But if you put just the right amount of focus on something, like in the Eight of Pentacles, eight, again, new, right? A new beginning. After a very difficult time, no doubt. I know that. But in the same breath, this is saying, I feel like I want to call this person a son of a bitch, because I feel like whoever they were, boy, do they feel like, I feel like, so much was robbed from you, emotionally, maybe physically, but I feel like that is over, though. I do feel like it's the end, even if that's hard to hear, but that's because something new wants to start coming into your life. Sometimes we just, we end up with a karmic partner. Okay, well, then there was a true lesson to learn in that. And I feel like the lesson here is, again, maybe I moved too quickly. Maybe this person did reveal themselves, but I didn't want to see it with that sun in reverse. I feel like you see it now, though. You know it now. And I feel like they may contact you again. And, I'm wondering, do we get in a fight? I wouldn't even give them that time. Because I feel like your guides are saying, this was then, this is now, and what can be. All right. Now, okay, I'm not done. But I do want to pull up these cards, because I want to get this past pain off the table. But don't forget, material harvest, but the sun's in reverse. You may not think that you can build and be independent and, be rich. And when I say rich, yes, it could be money. Like, yes, I'm rich in money. But just rich in your life, your independence. That's what you're learning. You're learning how to truly be independent. And listen, I know it's hard to hear right now, but it was a lesson worth learning. Because I feel like you're not going to be experiencing this type of energy again. That's just what I feel. All right, but what I want to do is I want to pick these up, and I want to look at the Lovers with the Ace of Cups, with the Ace of Cups, and let's see what that means for you. Some of you, I feel like you've closed off your heart chakra, and someone's going to come in and reactivate it. We have the Five of Wands. We're just going to kind of circle these cards. We have the Ten of Swords. You're probably like, what the hell, Sandy? But you know what? I feel like this is telling us something. I feel like what this is saying is, first of all, this Ten of Swords tells me, you know, I've taken dagger after dagger after dagger in my back. You know, it's like the energy of someone who would stab you in the back. But then you have the Five of Wands right before that. So when you look at a 5, I feel, you know, that's change. Five of Wands can be where we all, like, you know, it just became drama. It asks you to try not to get pulled into the drama. Try not to get pulled into the drama. We have the Hierophant. Card of Taurus. Tomorrow we have the lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is about your belief system, your faith. Again, if I go back and look at that Eight of Swords, I'm not having a lot of faith, right? It's just like someone has robbed me of it. But you do have it. You just got to find it again. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what happens after a relationship or after something ends. It's like we just have to find our truth again. Who are we, right? We're one of God's creatures. We have the Emperor. Interesting, because we have the Emperor over here also. We have the Queen of Swords. Can be you, Libra. Can be Gemini or an Aquarius. May not be any of that. It may talk about your voice. It may talk about your truth. You know, I like that the Hierophant is right here, because I feel like what it's saying is, like, I've learned a valuable lesson, even though I went through hell to learn it. I feel like the Hierophant's saying, but my dear, you're going to come out the other side. I promise you, you'll come out the other side. You know, time keeps on ticking. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking. Into the future. Steve Miller. So anyways, I kind of love, you know, and her sword is pointing right up to the Hierophant. All these beautiful white doves around her. You know, I feel like they're blessings. They're your guides. Mirroring this Emperor. For some of you, this could literally be an Aries. Okay, let's keep going. Two of Wands. I like that. I like that a lot. We have the Ten of Wands. What? Interesting, because the Ten of Wands is mirroring the Ten of Swords up here. Oh. Seven of Cups. Okay. I'm kind of understanding what this is saying, but let's take one more. Or two. Slide these over. We have the Queen of Wands. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Interesting. Alright, let's stop for a second. Let's talk about this King of Pentacles. Certainly could be an earth sign for some of you. Again, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But I feel like this is really here for... Now listen, it can be an earth sign for some of you. But I also feel it's here about how the king uses his energy. The King of Pentacles, when he's looking at a situation, he's looking from the big picture down. The big picture down. King of Pentacles, I often feel, much like the Queen, is a business owner, a manager. This is someone who, their pentacles are important. Their foundation, having that strong foundation, is important. Interesting, it's coming between these two queens. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, can just be talking about energy that's matching more like your own. Even though it's a different sign, it doesn't matter. I feel like it's just saying this is someone who's more like you. But I don't think you move right into it. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have the Two of Wands here. So I feel like I want to. I feel like your heart chakra is activated or reactivated, because I do feel like I closed it down, but I closed it down to protect myself. The Hierophant saying you don't need to do that. Keep your faith. Trust, right? Know that even sometimes we don't feel like it, it's working in your favor, even though right now I may not feel like it. Two of Wands, I feel like it's the excitement, it's the potential, but then it's met by the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Cups. I feel like I'm either saying or I'm thinking, if I go into a relationship again, it needs to be balanced. I feel like this is saying that, because remember, these tens have already happened. And the Ten of Swords, again, like, just getting stabbed in the back over and over and over again. And then getting pulled into the drama of that. The Hierophant saying, rise above it. It serves you no good. It serves you no good. But this is what wants to enter into your life. So I feel like, it's like, oh, I feel that excitement. I feel my heart chakra open. But then my mind comes back into play. So I feel like it's just saying, if I'm speaking to this new person, let's say, I would be saying, I can tell you right now, I do not want to be in a relationship where I'm carrying all the responsibility of it. I want someone of equal value. I want someone who sees me for who I truly am and not for what they want me to be. And I feel like this person's going to say, I completely understand. Listen, they've probably been through the same thing. So that Seven of Cups is uncertainty. Interesting, because I feel like this is me saying yes. Or, looking like this is me like, okay, maybe I will go ahead and give this a try. But then met by the Seven of Cups, right? I don't know. The Queen of Wands would totally say yes. All right. I want to just, before I end this, I want to look at a couple things here. We have the Six of Wands again. So what I want to do is just take cards right across the middle. Six of Wands coming over the Emperor's energy. Let's take a second and let's read what is said about the Emperor again. Logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation. Accept a leadership role, structure, and discipline. Accept a leadership role. Wow. That's what the Six of Wands is, or Six of Wands. This is someone who's on their platform and other people appreciate what they're doing. You know, not only do I feel like someone has hurt you, cheated you, and all that, I also feel there was a lot I can learn from that. Almost like I was with a narcissistic type of person. And you'll never change them. Not even worth trying. Better to leave. Then we have the Eight of Wands. First of all, it is fast-moving energy. And that may be why it feels like there's that uncertainty. The Seven of Cups can talk about something that feels a little bit chaotic. You know, it's like chaotic, what am I trying to say? Chaotic energy, but it doesn't have to be. Eight of Wands. It's coming in fast. Now, that can also talk about your success. Again, if I refocus my mind onto my creative avenues, I just know you're going to be successful. We have the Page of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Knight of Wands and the Six of Wands are mirroring each other. Knight of Wands, you know, every knight is bringing you something. It's bringing something into your life. It doesn't all have to mean physically, right? This is energy. Knight of Wands to me is passion and desire. And listen, it's right over the Ace of Cups, and it here, passion ignited. Almost like I can't refuse. I can't, that's not the word I want to say. I can't deny the passion. I can't deny what I'm feeling here. I feel like some of you have had to take some time to learn to love yourself again. To learn that these people who keep putting daggers in your back, you don't have to take it. You do have to take action. And I feel like that action is letting them be, allowing them just to leave my life. But I do feel, you know, it's almost like that hangman, right? A pause. But the hangman's seeking wisdom. Well, the Page of Cups is learning not just to love yourself, but loving yourself means that you allow yourself to live. You allow yourself to have opportunities. You allow yourself to feel. I also feel like whoever this person is, they may have their work cut out for them. You know what I mean? Because I don't think, like, you know, we have the Fool, which is talking about new, right? We have love. We have financial success all over the board. But we still have that one person who maybe blocked all that before. Maybe I was so wrapped up into it. And then wrapped up in the pain. You know, and then I want to say, sometimes we fall in love with someone who is really incapable of giving the type of love that the majority of us would like to have back. And then we take it, we think it's us. Oh my God, I must not be worthy. But it's not us, it's them. It doesn't matter who's in front of them. All I would say here is, it's like I almost feel sorry for the next person. All right. So, I just want to say, is this a good thing? Is this a good thing? The Lovers with the Ace of Cups. Look at that, the Lovers again. So I just wanted I wanted confirmation for myself that this is the right person coming in. And now we have 2 lovers. 2 lovers. What if I spent so much time giving the wrong person my love, my attention? And listen, I don't want you to regret it. Like, don't do that. Don't be like, ah, how stupid am I? No. Especially if you were able to break free from it. Be proud of yourself, right? Self-respect is the very first card. If I can't respect myself, how's anybody else going to respect me? And I feel like it had been taken from you. But now it's time to claim it back. And I'm saying that because I feel like in this relationship, this is about 2 people. They just feel like they belong together. And, you know, it's funny because I had one of my members, I'm not going to say names, but asked me a question about a twin flame, like, you know, is it about me becoming successful first and then my twin comes in? I often feel in my readings that's exactly what it is. It's like after, you know, you go through something hard, something new, there's always going to be something new that wants to open up. I don't have to accept it. I can ignore it, or I can pretend I don't see it. That's up to me. That's free will. But I feel like, yes, it does become, I feel like, you know, eventually we figured that out. Like, the more independent I am within myself, the more I'm able just to be open. The more I trust my intuition, because, you know, with that 7 of Swords that was here before and the 10 of Swords and all that heavy energy, there is no way that you're not going to know the next time. Like, if someone comes in that type of energy, I feel like you're going to know instantly. The Lovers. And the Knight of Wands. With the Ace of Cups. I feel like you are overcoming the past. And you are about to begin on a new journey, if you allow yourself. And listen, it may say that first I've got to, like, uncreate that prison that I've created for myself. And instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn to trust my intuition. I'm not going to block my gifts, right? Because new wants to always come in. But sometimes certain doors have to be shut. And I feel like you are shutting the door to the past. And I feel like good for you, because I feel like when you do, wow. Listen, this could also be someone that you meet through work. This could be someone who sees you on your platform and admires it. And then next thing you know, 8 of Wands coming over the Lovers. They make contact. I'm not worried about this, because I feel like who's ever in the Lovers with you, I feel like they'll be patient. If that's what you need is time. I feel like this is so different than what you've had. But I do feel like some type of karmic lesson. And listen, once I learned that lesson, I've learned it for good. I've learned it for eternity. Once I cut ties to people like that, I want to cut them for eternity. I don't want this person following me in the afterlife. Right? But I do want this person. And I love how the Hierophant is illuminating the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. So, I don't know. I don't think I can take it any further. Especially with the Fool, because I feel like at that point, it does become up to you. But don't be surprised. Like, if you get into, like, your creative forces, don't be surprised if someone sees that, if someone admires that, right? Because this is about your actions. Like, people are looking up to you because of the actions you have taken. Listen, if I was someone who was a narcissist, that is difficult energy. But if I'm someone who is with a narcissist and then left and now gets it, you may be helping others to avoid them. One last time, I feel like whoever's in Lovers with you, I do feel like they're going to be patient. But I do feel like they're going to crack your heart chakra wide open. But yet patient at the same time. Okay, let's leave that there, but let's read Self-Respect from Mother Mary. I feel like it all starts there. Mother Mary deeply cares for you, your welfare, and your happiness. She asks you to respect yourself enough to take good care of yourself. Remember that you're God's child and creation. By respecting yourself, you are honoring God. The question to your present question lies within another question. Which path would be most respectful of me and make me feel the best about myself? Self-respect increases when your actions are aligned with your true belief. This card asks you to stop doing anything that makes you feel ashamed or guilty, and to focus all of your attention upon that which makes you proud to be you. Proud to be you. That's what you're learning in the Page of Cups. This may have been what the whole karmic lesson was about. Self-respect. It's interesting because now I have signs. This card is a message for you I don't know why, but I feel like I have to read it. To pay close attention to the signs that come to you in answers to your prayers. These can include a song that you hear, words that you read, a sight that you see, a conversation you overhear, and so forth. The possibilities are unlimited. Signs tend to repeat themselves until you notice them and take some form of action. However, it's also possible to notice one the first time it presents itself. As you listen to these signs, you get a sense of heaven's continuous participation in your life, which helps you feel safe and more loved. You can also pray for clarification if you don't understand a sign. After all, Mother Mary and the angels want to clearly communicate their love to you. Beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. Again, I apologize for your reading being a little late. But at the same time, I feel like, yes, it's late. But then I also feel it's probably just at the right time. I want to say those who are going through a hard time, hang in there. Hang in there. Keep your faith. Keep your faith alive. Just because one person, I almost feel like, destroyed you, doesn't mean everyone will. You know, it's almost like your soul knew they would have to experience this before the Lovers could come in. Why? Well, because of the lessons within that. And I feel like those lessons just help you with the next. But this just isn't anybody. I mean, it's the Lovers. You might be saying, well, where the hell have they been? I had to wait. Right? It's like they're listening to their spirit guides, and spirit guides are like, wait, let her clear up this karma, and then it's time. I do feel like they're even going to help to heal those broken little pieces. Okay, I said I was going to stop talking, and here I go. Anyways, I thank you guys. I love you guys. I pray for those who are going through this difficult time, and I pray that you find the clarity to help move you out of it and move into the next chapter, which looks quite exciting. Not just exciting, but I mean material harvest. Hello. Independence. Taking care of oneself. All of that has come out of the hardship. Some of you, don't be surprised if it is someone who's just noticing what you do on your own platform. And then there's a connection. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.